This is a crop many people have a difficult time growing. And if you follow along, I guarantee you'll be growing like a pro in no time. I'm Ryan McNabb. This is McNabb Microfarm, and today we're growing cilantro. Be sure to measure out 30 grams of cilantro seeds, and you want to use this leisure split. After you got 30 grams weighed out, go ahead and put them in a container and add water. First, we're going to soak the seeds for at least 4 hours. Skipping this step could cause low germination. Be sure to clean and sanitize the surface before working on it. And just like planting any other crop, we're going to sanitize our trays with 3% peroxide and fill them up with soil. Now, I always press and water the soil in before adding my seeds. This will allow you to spread the seed around without disturbing the soil. Now that our trays are ready, it's time to strain and rinse our cilantro. Be sure to distribute the cilantro evenly across the tray. Be sure to spread out any clumped up areas you see like this, otherwise they could cause issues with airflow down the line. Now that we have our cilantro spread out nice and evenly throughout the tray, we need to make sure that the cilantro is going to shed the seed shell off as it grows up. To do that, we're going to add vermiculite. Now this is a really gritty, kind of sandpaper-like texture, and it's going to help make sure that that seed shell comes off. And I highly recommend using one of these shaker bottles to make sure that you have a nice and even distribution of the vermiculite. Now that we've stacked the trays and placed the cilantro under weights, we're going to leave them there for 7 days. Now, cilantro likes to germinate between 55 and 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So at night, we're going to lower the temperature down to about 68 degrees, and during the daytime, we're going to raise it back up to around 75 degrees. This is going to ensure that the cilantro does germinate, and it's going to make sure that none of your other crops are going to be affected since the temperature rises back up, and it's not going to slow down the production of anything else. Here we have our cilantro after 7 days of germination. Now I've taken off the weights, so let's go ahead and unstack these and place them under lights. Now that the trays are under lights, I'm going to use the mist setting on my sprayer and top water. Now, the reason for this is that this mist is going to rinse off any of the cilantro that has vermiculite stuck to it and give you a nice clean product in the end. Now we've taken our trays out of germination and we've top watered them for the first 2 days. We'll be bottom watering them every day after that. Now these are 7 days under lights. They are ready to harvest. Just keep in mind for whenever you are watering them to not overwater them or underwater them. Now what does that look like? When you overwater them, especially around the middle of the tray, you'll start to see the leaves start to yellow. And if they're underwatered, typically around the edges of the tray will start first, where they start to shrivel up and die off. So keep that in mind as you're growing your trays. And this is the 2-week grow cycle, but if you want to see the true leaf come out, you're gonna need to keep growing for a 3rd week. Just keep in mind that it does start to get a little bit harder to maintain these trays as they are more prone to dampening off or drying out. As for the amount of weight that you get off per tray, typically goes around from 5 to 6 ounces. So keep that in mind as you're growing to make sure you meet your demand. And I hope this helped out a lot. This one did take me a good amount of trial and error before I could get it right. But now that I have, every single week looks like this. So it is definitely worth growing. Follow the steps and you'll be growing cilantro in no time. Hope this helped out, and I'll see y'all in the next one.